Well, water is quite an essential thing for life, and let's just have a look at how long it takes to fill up a 5-litre bottle of water just from the tap. I know some of you conspiracy theorists might be worrying about the fact that I'm using tap water, but for basic beginning prepping, it's an easy start, isn't it? So here we are, we nearly filled it up, and getting to the top. Don't know why I'm giving you a commentary. There we go. We have our bottle of water, 5 litres, 1 day's ration of water for your prep. Hello everyone, and welcome to Primal Prepper, or welcome back to Primal Prepper if you are one of my very few and elite subscribers. Okay, yes, if you want to subscribe to my channel, feel free. There's a little button down below, somewhere down there, possibly. Hit the subscription button, join up and become part of the community. I am trying to grow the community. I have promised myself and you, my viewers, that I will be putting out at least 1 video a week. So there should be at least 52 videos in this channel throughout this year of various different things. Okay, well, also, while you are pressing the subscription button, why don't you hit the thumbs up button, which should be about there, or if you don't like this video, the thumbs down button, which is there. But can you tell me why you didn't like this video? Because I'm not a mind reader. Okay, now somewhere else down in that area, yeah, maybe you have to scroll over a bit, you might find a little button that says hype. Can you hit the hype button for me? That promotes my channel throughout the YouTube algorithms and helps it get seen by more people. All that being said, we're here to talk about water filters, water preparation, water storage, and the like. Now, if you watched my last video, if you're one of my avid viewers who follow every video I do, you may have saw I was proudly showing off my Brita water filter I had. You don't have to have a Brita one. You can buy any make or model you want. But this is just one I saw in the supermarket, and I thought, yep, we will get this because at the very least, I can make a video from it. Okay, now I think this cost me £13. It was on offer. It was up on the shelf as £20, but it was just not long after Christmas. I think they were reducing them to clear them. It does need refill cartridges. Okay, it doesn't last forever, so while you're there, remember, buy those, because you will need to change the cartridges from time to time, and especially stock up on them for when if things go bad and the supermarkets are no longer available to supply you with things, okay, for whatever reason it may be. Now, this is only a little one. It only does 2.4 litres at a time. Now, let's just start talking about water. Now, most people, definitely probably you, the viewers, you have a tap, a faucet, or something in your house where you can just turn and the water comes out, okay? You don't have to worry about filtering it. It is acceptable to the government's guidelines, okay? Now, you might not like the fact that it has chlorine in it. You might not like the fact that it has fluoride in it. You might not like the fact that it has other things. There are many, many conspiracy theories about water, which we're not diving into today. Nice pun. Okay, but whatever it is, it's drinkable. Most people can drink the tap water and be absolutely fine. Nothing's going to happen. So all you need now are vessels to collect your water in. Now, I work in an establishment. I have lots of people who bring their bottles of water, their bottles of drink, and they drink, and they're not consciously minded like me. They're not prepping minded like me. They just tend to throw these bottles out. Now, I tend to gather up these bottles and I refill them with tap water. Now, rule of thumb, it lasts about 6 months. So this is the ideal time of year to be starting this off. Okay, you collect your water, you put it in a dark place, because light is one of the things what make everything go bad, as well as good. Okay, but keep it in a dry, dark, temperature controlled place until you need it. Every 6 months. So if you're watching this in January when I'm releasing it, we're talking June, July, maybe August. I'm sure if you go the extra month, it's not going to affect things that much, is it? It's just a guideline. Now, you can use that water instead of drinking it, because obviously if you save lots and lots of water, you won't be able to drink it all. Yeah, you can use it on your garden. Your garden's going to be crying out for moisture around that time of year. Okay, it's the start and peak of summer. Fill up your water butts. If you've been shy on rain throughout the spring and early summer, fill up your water butts. It'll be fantastic, and you've got the water in there. Okay, so there you go. Ideal time to actually start collecting water. Now, if you haven't, or if you are not that much of a prepper yet, and all I mean by prepping, as I always say in all my videos, it's just getting ready for something that hasn't happened yet. I mean, we had a huge storm come in a couple of days ago, knocked out power in the southwest of England. There's a guy who does English prepping. He just specializes in English prepping. He's called Charlie Survival. Go and check him out if you want. And he lives down that way. He's got videos of the power lines cutting out. It's like a scene from an American tornado video and things. The lines are arcing. There's no power, and he points out a few obvious things. Okay, this storm come in sort of afternoon time. Okay, I think the red warning that Cornwall got was around about 4 o'clock. Now, some firms are going to say, look, we've got a red warning, that's a danger to life. You lot go home now, we're shutting up shop. Okay, there was people standing outside supermarkets trying to get in, but it was all closed because they had closed because of this storm. And so it's not all about the end of the world. It's not about nuclear war. It's not about asteroids hitting. It's not about earthquakes ripping continents apart. It's about a winter storm or a summer heat wave. Okay, so there are all sorts of things, and not just that. Everything we have in the form of infrastructure. Oh God, I can't even say the word. But anyway, you know what I mean. Infrastructure. Got it that time. It's all old. As soon as we start building it, it's old. It's outdated. Okay, it's built for a certain amount of people. It's built for a certain length of time, and we've exceeded that amount of people. Our population keeps growing, and our infrastructure struggles to keep up. Okay, so there might just be issues with water supply. So it makes sense to bottle your water. Quickest, cheapest, easiest way to do this is you grab hold of these bottles your friends just throw away, clean them out. If they've just had water in, all you really have to do is clean the top. Okay, but for safety reasons, give them all a good clean. Make sure they're all sterilized. Yeah, everything using your sterilizing solutions, whatever. When I go and use this and fill that up, I will grab one of my sterilizing solutions and show you the one I use. I use it because I make alcohol, I make wines and things, and it is sort of the one what's recommended for, well, winemaking. So that's why I have it. But it will sterilize your bottles just as well as it sterilizes wine bottles. So you sterilize your bottles, you go to your tap, you fill it up, you put the lid on, you put it away. That's simple. For amount guidelines, about a gallon, 4 to 5 litres per day per person. Okay, so if you live by yourself and you manage to save yourself 12 litres of water, you've got about 3 days. Now, this is a guideline. Obviously, you're probably sitting there thinking, there's no way I drink 5 litres of anything throughout the day. Well, there's a few ways you can actually work this out. You can keep a food diary and keep account of how much you do actually drink, then work out exactly how much you do drink throughout the day. And that's one way. But it's not just for that. You've got to think, washing your face in the morning, brushing your teeth, cleaning your cups, cleaning your, yeah, it's for the whole thing. It is just a guideline. Okay, if you're planning on using rain capture water to do all your washing in, okay, you might only need 2 or 3 litres a day. So again, and what you store your water in, again, is up to you to suit your surroundings. Okay, if you have a big house, if you had a big family, they've all moved out, it's left you with a big house, multiple rooms, huge double garage which you only park 1 car in, well, you can put a 100 litre container in there. You can put a 1,000 litre container in there. Okay, 10 100 litre containers, fill them all up, you have loads. Okay, remember, you do have to sort of swap them out every 6 months. So So don't go too mental. But if you're like me and you live in a little 1-bedroom flat or 1-bedroom apartment or something like that, well, you're a bit tight on storage. So I've got a cupboard. I'm literally going to just cover my floor with my bottles of water. Okay, and again, think about where you're storing, how you're storing. Maybe 5 litre bottles, which like are squarish, will be better than lots of 2-litre bottles, for example, because maybe you can then put a board on top of them and stack another layer on top. I leave all that up to you. I'm not going to preach to you how to do these things, because at the end of the day, how I do it might be different to how someone else has told you to do it, or how it works in your house. So all that being said, now, as I did point out, water does come from the tap. It does have chlorines in it to keep it fresher in transit and things, and where it's being cleaned in the processing plants. It does have fluoride in it because some idiot in the government decided, well, if we put fluoride in the water, it'll make everyone's teeth healthy. Yes, but there is also the counterpoint of that people start get fluoride poisoning from it. It's not a safe thing to be taken in small amounts. Controlled, brushing your teeth every day, fine. Drinking, I don't know, 7 litres of water in a day because you're really, really hot, well, you might be sort of adverse effects and things. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But anyway, yeah, water filters. That's one way of combating that. Now, this particular water filter, I actually writ it off. I read the back and writ it off. It has a fine mesh in it. This helps catch coarse particles from old pipe work. Okay, probably not big enough for you to see or notice, but they're there. Okay, it also has something to do with coconut shells. I'm not entirely sure how they do it. Again, I'm not the engineer who made it. I'm just a person consuming it. So it has coconut shell in it, and this coconut shell helps reduce chlorine, which we've already talked about, but other impurities as well, and it can also help with certain herbicides. Yes, I'm hearing what you're saying. How did the herbicides get into my water? So, I mean, well, one, they're not treating the water for herbicides, really. They might. The treatments they do might kill off some of the herbicides or neutralize some of the herbicides. But just imagine you have a small crack in the top of a pipe, which runs through a farmer's field. And there you go. You're getting seepage into that pipe coming from outside, and you're getting herbicides in your water. So there you go. Another reason not to trust the tap water. No, so I'm not saying don't trust it, but there you go. It also has ion exchange pairs. This helps reduce or helps with the reduction of metals such as lead and copper. And again, and hopefully one of those things probably help with the microplastics, reducing them as well. I don't know, but they use plastic pipes these days. You're bound to pick up a few microplastics in your water. There are other things you can do to help purify your water. You don't have to buy a water filter. You can boil your water. Boiling your water will kill off bacteria. And obviously this is all fine and good for when you're using your tap water. It's basically being cleaned for you before you're just doing the final finishing touches to make it taste crisper, perhaps. We'll find out when I fill this up in a bit. In fact, I will fill it up now. I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to fill up my filter, and then I will try some of the water what comes out of the filter at the end of the video. How's that sound? I tell you what, I won't just go and do that blind. I'll unbox it first. And there you go. So there's our filter. There's our jug filter. Comes in a nice little plastic bag. I've just talked about microplastics and shit. And then there is another plastic bag in there, which means somehow this all comes off. There's the lid off. There is that out, and this is basically what you fill up with water before you put it into your jug. That's probably some sort of instructions. Oh no, get free benefits. Get free benefits. There you go. So that's the jug bit, what goes in there. And by the look of this, now it does have one. I was going to say it doesn't have a filter, but there it is. So we have to put the filter in as well. So it's kind of lucky I did open this out, because it sort of shows you all the things you have to do. Get this ready before you need it in the emergency. Otherwise you're going to be doing what I'm doing and far-arsing around with boxes and stuff. Now that just drops into there like so. Push it in until it clicks or forms the seal. like so. Not coming out. Excellent. Drop that back in there. That gets filled up with water. Dribble through there into the bottom. You drink. Fantastic. I'm now going to do that. Oh, listen. Don't know if you can hear that. You can hear some of the bits move around inside it. Okay, so I'm back. That's now dribbling away in the kitchen. It's probably done about a cup and a half already, which is kind of good. So it's probably only going to take about 5 minutes at max to do the whole thing. So while that's dribbling away, let's talk about other things you can do with your water. Obviously, you can boil your water. If you are capturing rainwater, it is not safe to drink as it is because, well, if it's a big rain, but there's contaminants in the water runs off your roof. And it's picking up all sorts of stuff there. Birds land on your roof. Birds do their job on the roof, etc., etc. Moss grows on the roofs, although that's kind of a filter within itself. So all that being said, you need to treat your own water when it comes to that sort of time. Sometimes let me know in the comments if you've ever had this. You get boil advisories from your local government, okay, or local ruling body in your area, or sometimes just a water company, because there is some sort of problem with the supply. Now, you can boil your water. That will kill lots and lots of your pathogens and things, the little wiggly live things which cause you problems. Unfortunately, it will kill the good ones as well as the bad ones, but much better to get rid of the bad ones and the good ones than have a bad one and end up spending most of your liquid you are drinking putting it straight back down the toilet one way or another. Okay, obviously you can capture the steam, you can distill your water. That is going to actually get rid of pretty much absolutely everything which is in your water. If you have the abilities to do that, that's going to give you the freshest water you can possibly get. But I have heard, I have never tried, it tastes foul, okay, because it is so purified. And I know that sounds the oddest thing in the world. Best thing you can do with that is you put it in a bottle with a little air gap in the top. You give it a good shake up. You put oxygen back into the water, and that makes it taste a bit better. Okay, you can use chemicals. You can use bleach. Obviously, follow the directions on the back of the bleach bottle. Normally, it is something like a drop or two per X amount of litres. You can use other chemicals, a bit like my sterilizing agent. You can use that as a water purifier as well, used in the right amounts. So you can do all that. And after all, you can then put it through your filter as well. Okay, if you're not trusting that filter to filter out all the things you want to filter out, get your dirty rainwater, get your dirty river water, wherever you get in your emergency water from. Okay, put it through the filter. And that's going to catch all sorts of stuff for you, okay, and then boil it, then treat it. Okay, try that. So all that being said, I think that is pretty much wrapping up the end of my video. Before we just wrap it up and end it, obviously I'm going to drink some of the water what has been filtered. I might even do it against a glass of just tap water, maybe hold them up, see if you can notice any difference. I'm not putting it out there. It might be a bit hard for me to taste any difference at the moment because I still have the minty taste from brushing my teeth in my mouth. So yeah, it might be that they both taste of mint. But things that might cause water problems. Now, any power outage is eventually going to cause a water problem because, yes, there might be pressure in the tower, the water tower in your area, but that only contains a certain amount of water. And if there's no power to pump water back into that, it runs out. Okay, remember, everything is finite. Everything comes to an end eventually. Now, so there's one. Power outages, prolonged power outages. I'm not talking about the hour power outage, okay, the 2, the 3. I'm talking the days of power outages. And again, if you have ever been in one of these power outages, if you have recently had one of these day-long power outages down in Cornwall, for example, let me know in the comments. I've never had a power outage which has lasted longer than maybe 4 or 5 hours, okay, unless I've slept through it and then I didn't notice it, didn't affect me. So let me know in the comments what it's really like. Let everyone else who hasn't been in that situation know what it's really like in the comments. Get the community going. Other things which can cause power or water problems, okay? It could be just simply some roadworks are being done and they cut through your water pipe. Okay, they knock off the water to your housing estate. It could be something like that. Obviously, there are contamination concerns. We rely very heavily that somebody somewhere is doing their job correctly. What if somebody somewhere is a psychopath? What if somebody somewhere wants to kill off lots of people in one go? Okay, it would not be hard to affect the chemical intake. Now, there are safeguards against this. It's not one person running the whole water plant for the country, for example. So it would probably be picked up, but it can happen. Okay, what if, I mean, some of these things, I know you have to have a bit of a way out mind. Okay, what if someone decides they're going to contaminate a huge reservoir with something radioactive? I'm pretty sure most of these water treatment places, they don't check things for radiation. It's a bit expensive for, well, just on the off chance. Okay, so there is that. There are many things which can contaminate your water, which you take for granted coming out of your tap. And I have covered some of the conspiracy theories. Hell, there's some people out there who think the government put little nanite technology in there as well. And slowly but steadily, we're building up a nanite army in our body by drinking water from the tap. And they're going to flick a switch one day and then we're all going to be acting like robots because the nanites will take over. It's far out. It might happen. I don't know. But it is what it is. Well, I've left all this crap to the end. So it's nearly done. It's nearly finished. I think it might actually be finished. It don't look like it's going up anymore, but if it is, it's going up very slowly. It's done enough for me to get a glass. So just hang on a second again. Right, okay, I'm back. And I forgot the first time. I put it on pause, but I got it this time. Yeah, this is my sterilizing cleaning solution I use for when I'm making my wine stuff and I have to sterilize everything first. Why do you have to sterilize everything first while you're making alcohol? Because if you don't, you're making vinegar, basically. These are the purification tablets. Okay, they are called Campton tablets, something like that. And basically that helps purify the things out. And I haven't just tried it in water. I've never felt the need to, because I rely on my taps far too much, like most people do. Okay, so they're my two things I have. Now, this is my tap water, okay? And just so you can see, this is my water from the new filter. So first of all, we'll have the clarity check. You can still see that's that one, right? Okay, so and that's that one. You tell me if you can see any difference in them. Obviously, I ain't got lights shining through or anything like that. It's just like the standard camera lights. So I'm going to start with the tap water. Yeah, tastes like water. Okay, to be fair, this did look slightly clearer. It looks more, but that could be just a psychological thing. Okay, maybe that just like, yes, maybe it's all psychological. Who knows? I say that tastes like tap water. It does have a weird tang in the back of the throat. Okay, but that might be something to do with the toothpaste as well. Well, to me, there weren't really much difference. Okay, but I am not the best guide on taste. A, as I've already mentioned, I've still got the minty taste of brushing my teeth. B, I smoke, which means most of my taste buds are dead anyway. So yeah, you try it yourself. Go out here, get a filter, try it yourself. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't enjoy the video, give it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments what it was about it you didn't like. I might be able to put it right. Maybe you don't like my backdrop. Maybe you don't like my lovely Hobbit jigsaw, which I framed up there. Or on the other side is an expensive print of a photo my friend done. Okay, he's a photography artist. Wildlife photographer, that's better. And he does some wonderful shots. I've got a whole book of him and everything, but I'm not here to promote him. I'm not really here to promote anyone. I'm just here to help guide young fledgling preppers into the wide, confusing world of prepping. And remember, yeah, I haven't got any affiliations with any of these. I don't, Youngs, yeah, don't have anything to do with. Whoever this is, VWP, don't have anything to do with. Britta, nothing to do with. It's just literally things I have bought and I use. So that is that. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed for more weird and wonderful videos like this. I do gardening videos. If you haven't checked out my channel yet, and this is the first video, I do gardening videos because I try growing weird and wonderful things. I have this weird compulsion to try to grow tropical things in England. It sort of works. I grow tobacco. I found out tobacco can last if I have a mild winter. Did not really like the snow we've just recently had, and the two plants which were in, they had to be in sheltered places, were in sheltered places and were still coping with the beginning of the British winter. One of them is totally dead, and the other one is looking like it's on its way out as well. But my next one I'm going to start growing is ginger. It was store-bought ginger. I checked out a few YouTube videos to see how the best way to do this is. And you will be surprised, okay, because, well, no, I wait until the video. I don't want to ruin it now, but let's just say you'll be surprised. But the problem is, ginger, again, is a tropical plant, and I'm going to try to grow it in England to actually get a crop off it. So, fingers crossed. So I do videos on gardening because I'd like to learn how to grow things, normally unusual things, what no one else bothers growing. I do videos on foraging, going out finding food in the wild. I do videos on things like airbeds, where I bought an airbed, checked it out, see how long it lasts. Basically, if I think it somehow involves prepping in one way or another, I do it. I do videos about blackouts. I do videos about all sorts of things. So go and check out the channel, subscribe to the channel, and if you really, really want to help me out, you can actually give me a donation of something. There is a link in my bio on the channel somewhere. If not, just drop it in the comments. Ask me how to do a donation, and I will let you know. Or just give you an email so we can do it privately if you want. Yeah, and it will help me buy things like this. Okay, because everything I've bought and you have seen on my channel is actually paid for out of my own pocket. But at the other side of the scale, it is for my preps as well. So I'm not badgering you for money to buy these things. It'll just be nice. Until the next time you're watching one of my videos, remember, all be safe out there and don't be scared. Be prepared.